And testing, testing, testing. Okay. Well, if anyone's tuning in, not that anyone is, but if anyone's watching this at a later date, this is a key giveaway. So if you happen to watch this and no one has claimed the code that I give away towards the end of this video, feel free to test it. You might be lucky. I doubt I'm going to get too many people watching it, so you might just get a chance to. Oop, I'm just going to hide that info. Okay. Hopefully this is all going well so far, because that would be awkward. And testing, testing. Mic is working, it seems. Good. Okay, make sure that that's all working fine. Nope, that was a mistake. I did that way too soon. Testing again. In 1 second, waiting for my phone's internet to load. It's taking its time. There it goes. Apparently opening a browser on Chrome is hard now. There it goes. Okay. Yeah, so if you're watching this at a later date, make sure you log into mageportal.com, create an account, and that'll take maybe 30 minutes at most for you to get all that account set up, and then when I drop the code later, you'll be able to find it. Okay, so I'm going to create myself a new account, a new character. Let's just make it simple in case someone sees me. Okay. I do want to make the gender sort of that just muscly part. So yeah, it's right there. Skin tone. I'm a pretty pale guy, so I'll keep it somewhere in the pale section. Trying to be idealistic, but not unbelievable. And I'm going for male, so I will stick with that. I don't know if the muscles do anything yet. I still haven't seen. It might be because of the gender. No, I don't know. They don't do anything as far as I can tell. I'm gonna stick with no beard, no mustache, because I don't have it. I will do the hairstyle first. Yeah, I'll go with that one. Head shape. Yeah, I don't want that butt chin thing going on. Brow shape. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Pretty much they're all staying in the middle line. I have a fairly small nose, I like to think, but probably not as small as that. Nose height, and I think mine's slightly longer, so I'll have that down there. Yeah, I'll leave that as is. Hair color. I actually kind of like that, the sort of maroonish brown. Probably as good as I'm going to get with the sliding scale being as small as it is for hair color. I'm hoping they make the hair color slider at least go out to here so you get a whole range, because it's very finicky when it's that small and there's that many different hair colors. Save changes. Yep. That's character creation in a nutshell. Oakley dokley. I hope you guys can see the black screen clear, because I'm just sort of looking at a frozen screen while it loads in. I think everyone gets this. I don't know if it's a PCVI issue, but it's definitely Quest 1 and Quest 2. So that's something we got to deal with. Yep, and my game volume is really low. Cool. First thing when you spawn in, there's a few signs up all around you. It helps to read these. The only one that I don't think is right is this one. I don't actually believe the compass tells you where you're dead yet. You can reset your height. I usually like to crouch just a little bit, just so that height is a little bit lower, because at the moment the avatar is a little bit glitchy. Like you can see, it sort of looks like I'm bending my legs, so if I do it from a slightly lower height, it sort of makes it a little bit more accurate. Look behind you in the room and talk to the NPC. Look out for helpful signs. Yeah, do that. There's a community chest here as well, which sometimes has things in it, but it's also a good chance to get looted pretty quickly. Nice little wave. Arr, matey, we've arrived at Abermore's Isle, but the ship's overrun with bilge rats. Since we've done the favor to get you here, I think you can help us out by taking care of some of them. Sure thing. Make sure you grab that. It's dangerous to go, well, alone. So take this here fish whacker and head up the stairs to midship and kill 4 of the buggers. See Bosun Bob up top when you're done. Blah 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 blah. Yes. Okay, now with the melee, guys, if you're on quest and you're using inside-out tracking, or Rift S I think does it as well, you got to be careful that your hand doesn't leave the tracking arc of your cameras. If it does, it sort of stutters a little bit, and that sort of fucks with the tracking of the melee hit. So with the fish whacker in particular, I like to do nice sort of side swipes. If I go up over my head, I lift it just a little bit too high out, it doesn't quite catch it. I'm hitting myself. Yeah, so it's not quite accurate yet. I don't really like how that works. Because I have to like turn off to the side to get a good angle, and I really don't enjoy that. I think at the moment, swinging just takes too long to activate. Like, just that didn't activate till it was like halfway through, so... At the very least, the fish whacker. Not a perfect system. But killed 4 of 4, that one's pretty easy. You get a better weapon pretty quickly. You've done the Elysian Royal Fleet of Service, Adventurer. But I love that they capitalize Adventurer, like that's suddenly my name. But I'm afraid some of those pests escape down the gangplank and onto the island. Check with Supply Officer Sully when you disembark. S-U-L-L-E-Y. I don't think that's how his name's spelt when you go to talk to him. Thanks, bosun. Made it to the island. So at a distance you're going to see these red skulls to indicate that there's some kind of enemy there. Yeah, they spell his name differently. Hordes and hordes of rats just ran past him right into the grain warehouse. The Magister of Abermore will have my head if the grain's ruined. Can you kill 6 rats? Don't worry, buddy. I've got this. Use the bow if you'd like. I do like. Okay, that's a little bit high. Again, at the moment the avatars aren't quite perfect. So like, I can stick my arm out, and I get to about here, and that says that my arm's at full lock, but I can still go like a good 4 or so inches further. So, if that fucks with you too much, you stop running around the pole. You can just sort of bend your arm, and that'll completely negate the feeling of awkwardness, I guess. Like the disembodiment. But then you do have to fire a bow with a bent arm, which, again, feels awkward. So, pick your battles. Choose whether you want to do it with a slightly bent arm or just deal with the offness of it. And was that 6 of 6? That was 6 of 6. When you're reaching for things, guys, you have you can't see your hips unless you're holding something. But when you are holding something, your hand will. I'm going to lower my height so I'm not looking through my bloody chest. But as you put your hand close to a hip pocket or something, it will vibrate to let you know that you're in a hip pocket or a shoulder pocket. And as you leave, it vibrates again. So you can tell as long as you're inside the place to drop it. A lot of people have been struggling with dropping stuff, and I don't know why, because it's very good haptic feedback there to let you know. Some haptic feedback to let us know that we've actually put something in there would be nice too, but yeah, people shouldn't be struggling as much as they are, in my opinion. Little Laura's crying down the path. I love that everything's capitalized. It shouldn't be. I do want to have a conversation with whoever the fuck is writing these quests, because no offense to the Americans, but their English is horrible. Like, but, oh well. Hope you guys can't hear the sound coming. Oop. Who is that? Luminex. Sorry, I hope you guys can't hear the sound coming through my computer at the moment. I've been having some weird audio issues with it, so I'm trying to get it so that it's just coming through my headset, but at the moment it seems to forcibly want to do both. And because of the weird streaming setup I have, it just I have to do what it works. If I don't do what works, there's a good chance I'll be fiddling with it for like 2 hours trying to get something to register. Technology is fun, especially when it doesn't do what it's supposed to. My best friend, he fell in the water and can't swim. Please hurry, I can't reach him and I can't get my clothes wet. First time I read that, I was like, yep, your friend's dead. Like, straight up, I was wandering around for like 10 minutes looking at everything, and then I finally got him. Your friend's dead. Alright, just stay here and I'll get him. Now for this one, guys, just jump off, follow the debris. You can see the sort of wooden piers collapse in this direction, leads towards the rocks, and then when you get to about here, you can see the glitter. I've seen people just swimming around aimlessly, like, oh, why can't I see anything? It's like, follow the bloody path that's laid out for you. It's a video game. Video game logic applies. It's usually the simple direction is the right direction. But yeah, teddy bear. Supposedly, this teddy bear is modeled after one of the ones used by the developers. I won't say which one because I don't want to shame him. But this teddy bear used to belong to one of the developers, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is the Team 21 rocket, which is their logo. Oh, and I dropped him off the edge. I saw that. I didn't quite put him in properly. So you got to make sure it's expanded. I think I sort of pushed it a little bit too far forward. You're back. Did you get him? Yes. Yep. Thank you. You are so brave and kind, and a great swimmer too. Thank you. Thank you. My name is I sort of guessed based on that. Thank you again. You're the best. And that just closed that on me. Must be on a timer. Oh, maybe it's just because I waved again. Yep. I'll put that in the the issue log. But yeah, she sends me to the next person along the way, which I believe is probably a mum. I did miss out on getting my ring just then, but it's kind of a useless ring at the moment. Plus, my other character has 3 of them already, so I think I'm good. I should be good. Good. Sorry if I'm turning too much, guys. I know that when I'm casting, the black bars appear on the edge, and that sort of messes up the video a little bit. On my end, I can't see it, but I know that if I'm turning too fast, it sort of messes with what the stream is doing. So apologies for that. I'll try to do nice, slow movements, and hopefully that reduces the amount it happens. But struggles of streaming on a Quest 1, I guess. I got to deal with all those issues. Mercy me, what was going on down at the water? Ted, that's right. That's actually what the name of the developer's teddy bear was when he was a kid. I think that's an adorable little feature to add in, and I will always make fun of him for it. Did she jump in and get a new dress wet? Nope. Sounds good. Let's see, so at the moment she's sending you north of here. You don't really know which way is north. You can sort of figure it out from the sun if you want to, because the position of the sun and the moon is actually realistic, based on the northern hemisphere. But she gives you a little trick. So he's next to the beach and next to the sneaky toga. So if you're paying attention at all, you'll see that that's just on the other side. Whoa. Okay. So where is there's the sun. It'd be rising at the moment, I think. What time is it? 8:34 in the morning. Yeah, so that's rising. So I'm pretty sure that that'd be north, roughly, which is probably wrong. Probably messing that up because I can't quite tell which direction the sun is moving to. Hello, Mac. Are you floating? You are still floating. Porsche sent you over. Lost Shelly. Blah 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 blah. You do have to read these the first time you go through, guys, because some of it's important. Obviously, they're going to slim it down a little bit because there's a lot of text here at the moment. But ideally, it'll get down to a few lines like this big. Five of the totals. Not a problem, Mac. I'm on it. There's the sun. So Elysia actually has two suns, if you're curious. And the moon that you can see at night isn't actually a moon, it's the sister planet known as Lagina. That planet is where we humans originally came from in the lore of this world. Whoop, that counts as a blocked hit. Okay, good. So they made it that a blocked hit will still count as aggro generation, which is kind of cool. So I don't know if you guys could see that, but there were little red words coming off saying blocked. If I shoot him anywhere in the shell, I believe his horns and his nose, right up until that little bit right there in the front. Everything else counts as a blocked hit, so you've got to aim for the fleshy bits. So he is quite difficult to try and kill with melee attack. 1 out of 5. Okay, I'm just going to lower my PC's volume and hopefully it doesn't affect the game. Or the stream, sorry, more like it. I guess I'll know when I check later if all the stream volume just suddenly disappeared and no one was able to hear anything. Whoop. So you notice they keep moving for a little bit. My guess is that's just because of the lag because I'm playing from Australia, but a few people have had it, so I'm guessing it's not just me. How many is that? 4 out of 5. 5 out of 5. Woo! At the moment, bow is OP, but I wouldn't expect that to last too long because the whole point of this is to test both combat mechanics. So they'll likely nerf bow into the ground so people are actually encouraged to use the melee weapons. But trying to melee the turtles, there's 3 different breeds of turtles, trying to melee any of the turtles is just punishing because you're trying to get your activation on the swing without actually hitting the turtle shell in any way, which is very hard because, of course, it's underneath. So you're going to do a bunch of uppercuts, which is difficult enough as is. On to the next one. And next quest. 5 of the Toka Raiders. I'm on it, Mac. Toka Raiders are probably my favorite at the moment because they have a sword, shield, body armor, helmet. But I believe that the newest upgrade to their visual has changed how their armor works. I don't know if that's been patched yet. Because these guys were a very cartoonish sort of color before, and they didn't have as realistic armor. So now that that's been updated, I think the armor itself has to be redone so that you can not hit it and get damaged. Like at the moment, there's parts of the armor that I can shoot that do damage still, and they shouldn't. But I don't seem to be able to hit any of them, so I'm just assuming that it's oh, and something just happened with my headset because all my casting just stopped, I believe. So that's fun. Connection to server lost. Yep. Did I just lose internet? I would absolutely believe that I just lost internet. I did too. So hopefully my stream's still going. Because that's kind of weird that my headset was the only one that lost it. But hmm, that is very odd indeed. And I'm probably gonna have to restart my headset because I don't think it's gonna after I log in. Yeah, there's a good chance that my headset just crashed and screwed up that whole process. I'm gonna have to reset it. That's kind of frustrating. That's the first time my headset's lost Wi-Fi though. That's odd. It's an odd glitch to get. Hmm. Well, welcome to the channel, dude. If you are interested, I'm going to be doing a key giveaway later. Make sure you head to Mage Portal and make an account, otherwise the key might get snatched up by someone else. Yep, that doesn't seem to be casting. God damn it. Another fun issue of streaming on Quest, I guess, is that I have to go through a massive rigmarole of bullshit to get it to actually stream the way I want it to, without doing a one-for-one stream that's copied off of a Facebook stream. Sorry guys, this is painful. I will put up a fun little image that's slightly better than black screen. It's because I am fixing up everything. I was hoping to do a tips and tricks thing as I went through, but now it's going to be like 10, 15 minutes of me just trying to get this thing set up again, probably. Great. So much fun. So much fun. Just chilling here, waiting for my headset to turn on. The rumors of the Quest 3 Pro cannot come soon enough. I'm wanting it. I couldn't afford the Quest 2, and at this point, there's no point me getting the Quest 2 because the Quest 3 is on the way, and it'd just be pretty much a waste of money. But soon, very soon, it'll be worth it. Okay, loading back in. Any minute now. I'm really excited to see more people stream it on Quest 2, because I really want to compare how long it takes me to fricking get into the game as opposed to how long it takes them to get into the game. But hopefully it doesn't take me too long next time. And logging in. Okay. I'll start that cast back up so you guys aren't just looking at a plain screen. Okay, that should be hopefully popping up now. Yep. Okay, but there's no audio, is there? Of course not. That would be too damn simple. Testing, testing. So another random person, but I am currently trying to get my audio to come back because for some reason it is gone. I don't want you guys to be sitting here listening to nothing. Should be very, very frustrating if you guys have to listen to this. Oh, wait. Is that coming through? If you guys can hear the music in this world, please say something in chat because this is frustrating to try and get right, but I'm hoping that you guys can hear that. So I'm just going to assume you can hear it, and if you can't, let me know. But this is the Quest 1 build. Has a 300 meter draw distance, so that's about as far as I can see at any point in time. You guys are probably going to get a lot more choppiness in the video, maybe some black lines at the edges if I turn too fast. I apologize for that, but it's the best the Quest 1 can do when streaming. I don't see it, but you guys will see it on the video, so sorry about that. Oh, can't shoot them in the helmet or any of the armored parts. Gotta aim for their squishy bits. Makes archery pretty fun. You also can't shoot their swords or shields. I believe there are plans to make that a little bit easier. So like if you shoot them in the armor, it'll still do some damage as opposed to none. At the moment, it is what it is. I would use the melee whacker to whack them a bit more, but I don't really enjoy it. I don't like the melee clubs. I like the swords. Swords work well. Pardon me. But the melee whackers, the clubs and stuff, not that great. Reinforced body armor, yes please. Remove the shirt. Oop. Stella and Shelly. Yep. Thanks, Mac. I feel like I know Xavier. It's probably someone I've seen in the Discord. I just can't remember at the moment. Too many people's names. So if anyone is still watching, make sure you head to mageportal.com and make an account, because I will just be probably dropping the code into the chat at some point, and first person to get it gets it probably. So if you don't have an account made, you're going to be behind the curve because it'll be whoever activates it first. So make sure you head over there and make your account. Yeah, it's weird that the J, I don't think that's a capital J, unless it's just a weird font. But some letters are capitalized where you wouldn't expect it to be. It does kind of frustrate me. But yes, I can go kill 10 of the Turkish scavengers. I'm on it. I can see them. I can always tell when there's someone near me. Because of my Australian ping, I just get a little bit more stutter, I guess. A little bit of lag in my movement. Go for this guy first. I like these guys more than the shield ones to fight. So it's a little bit easier to shoot them in the face. The other guys have that panel down the middle of their face. Nicely dead. They have updated the stamina a little bit, so it's significantly easier to kill things and keep fighting. So I believe if you kill an enemy, you get like 10 or so stamina back from it, which is very helpful, just to keep the fight going a little bit longer. So yeah, when you're fighting these guys, you got to remember to aim for the fleshy bits. So their faces are usually the easiest place. Groin is the funniest place. But if you hit that spear or their body armor, it does nothing. It's all blocked. At the moment, these enemies and anyone using a spear can't be blocked. The only enemy that can be blocked with the shields. Sorry, I'm having trouble focusing on multitasking. The only enemies that can be blocked effectively with the shields are the Toko ones with the swords and the shield I was just fighting, or the dungeon boss, which you can come across later. It's because that specific weapon, the sort of bone jagged sword, is the only one that's been properly coded so far. So it's the only one that registers as a specific point of attack. The others sort of just count as a rough area, maybe. I'm not too sure. But one thing I do like, which is not visible in Zenith, is that if these guys start their attack animation, you can dodge it. Oh, that's close. As long as you move slightly further than, like that one, has the furthest reach, so you have to move a little bit further back. So if he does the overhead one, you can only dodge it a little bit. So I love that their different attacks have different effects. Like I believe they do the same damage, but the thrust motion. Let me just kill this guy. Whoop, that was a block motion. I suck at aiming right now. But yeah, when they do their stab motion, it reaches that a little bit further than when they do the sort of slashing motion. Yeah, my hands disappeared. Control fun. Was that 10 of 10? That was 10 of 10. I ran away now. Testing. Yep, Mike is still making some sort of visible reaction on the Streamlabs. Not that that means anything, because Streamlabs likes to fuck with me sometimes, but hopefully you guys can hear everything. If you can't, please say something, because otherwise I'm just going to keep assuming you are. I like to put my compass down here so I can actually see it. Other people put it in their inventory, but unfortunately when you're dead, I don't believe you can grab anything out of your inventory, which is unfortunate. I will test it soon though, because I'm heading over towards one of the graveyards in the direction that I'm trying to get to. Ah, awesome. Thanks, mate. So at the moment I'm heading into the wilderness. This sort of starting isle is very well designed. I guess everything's pretty close, fairly quick to get to. After this point, all the quests sort of require a lot more running around, and that is intentional. Some people are going to say, I can't believe it's a walking simulator having to run around so much, but it's one of the big aspects of this world is that they want it to be big and open, and you want to feel like you're actually exploring the wilderness. Like they don't want it to be you step out into the desert and you see ruins within 30 meters. They want it to feel like you're going out into the wilds. And there's pros and cons to that. I kind of like it. I like the idea of running out and having to explore and look around. But I can definitely see the argument where it gets hard and frustrating. I'm really excited for these to become harvestable. Yeah, if my mic has been a little bit funny. I am using a Bluetooth headset at the moment, which is plugging into my Quest as well as streaming to my laptop. Sorry, laptop. So the mic quality is not too great, but it allows me to do the things I need to do with it. And at the moment, that's all I care for. I'm not trying to be a good streamer, I just want to be able to stream in general. It does the job. The boars, if you shoot them in their tusks, it counts as a block shot. That one didn't quite hit. But at the moment, if you try to dodge these guys' shots, it won't work. I'm trying to hit the tusk. Yep. So once these guys start that attack animation, it's going to connect, no matter how far away you are. And that's because they haven't been programmed and set up properly. In the future, their tusks themselves are going to be considered a weapon. So you're going to have to block their tusks or dodge their tusks. But at the moment, it's just set up that if they attack, they connect. And not that amusing, not that fun to fight, but they're pretty easy enemy to fight anyway, so it's not like you have to get up close and use your shield. I just love looking around, so I get distracted every now and again because this is on Quest 1. What other Quest 1 game is this expansive, allows for multiplayer, and has freaking worlds this beautiful? I don't really know any, to be honest. Like the only multiplayer games that I have that will allow this many people in it are like Rec Room and pfft, please. And that's of course Quest 1. Like if anyone's here is actually on Quest 1, I applaud you for sticking around. Quest 2 is where it's at. At the moment, Quest 2 build is pretty much on par with the PC VR build because they're sort of just increasing it incrementally. I have virtual desktop, so I'm kind of excited to see what the PC VR build is going to look like in a few months' time. Once like everything is covered in bushes and grasses and there's trees everywhere. But oh, nice, dude. Yeah, I have a store-bought laptop. That's as much as my PC building knowledge expands to. Ah, he's going to tell me I should be level 3, isn't he? Yep, okay. Gotta go kill something. I was going to get into PC VR, but COVID, didn't have enough money to do it, and then I can't get into wired play anymore. Unless it's wireless, I just can't do it. No! Server disconnected. Shit! Okay, I have to log back in. So excuse me for a second while I type in my password. I realized as soon as they brought out this login menu that I was an idiot for choosing like a 15-character long frickin' password. But at least I won't get hacked. Maybe. So this is sort of the login screen that you get when you come in. The keyboard itself is great. I feel like it's a little bit low. but it's great. I love it. The actual screen itself is kind of funny. It's sort of like a text-based video game type screen, like a command prompt enter, but gets the job done for the moment. I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh no, you only see it from my right eye, so you just sort of see it cut off. But when you load in the game, it sort of freezes your screen. You have to just wait a minute for it to load in properly. And sort of you get that 2D cinema screen effect inside VR, which is odd. It's very odd to look at. And I'm back. Screw it. I will try and melee these boars so you guys can... Sorry, not boars, turtles, so you can see what I mean by how difficult it is. In general, on the Quest, or anything that uses the inside-out tracking, there's a lot of issues with the fish whacker in general. Like, I don't know if you guys will see it, but it sort of is very unreliable. Yeah, I can't keep going with that. I can't get my hits to land. Oh no. After all that shit about how easy it is to put stuff back on my back, I dropped my bow. Probably because I tried to do it while moving down a hill. Good job, me. So you can pick things up on the ground at the moment. You sort of get a line, a little ghost hand appears on the object. You can pick it up. And that's not how I'm supposed to hold a bow. So you can aim for those gaps right in between the shell and the head. Originally you couldn't. Like at the moment you can sort of see all the different... Yeah, the hand angle isn't great. My initial complaints were instantly that the avatars hadn't improved that much from pre-alpha. The avatars and the hand position. But I think, not just because of my complaints, even though I gave the devs a whole bunch of shit for it, but other people's as well. They are outsourcing their avatar design to another company. So they have actually already sent it to someone else to make better avatars for them. They've acknowledged that they can do it, it'll take them way too long to get it, and they don't really want to have to focus on that, so... Oop, level 3. One more for good measure. So yeah, they've outsourced the avatar creation to another company. Oh, in general, on the Oculus Quest, they're not as bad. Like, this is me... Well, sorry, I'll turn to the camera. With my pinkies together, sort of palms together. That's not that bad. My hand is actually down about here. Wait, you guys might be able to see it better. That way. Okay, so that's where my hands are. Like, sort of controllers like that. But then my hands are sort of out a little bit and up a little bit. And unfortunately, none of the settings on the in-game XYZ, none of that really affects the position outwards, which kind of sucks. So I've just got to wait for them to adjust it. But the PC VR version, they have a lot more issues, so feel free to fiddle with these. If you do find a setting that works for you, take a screenshot of it and send it through to them, because they are still trying to find exactly what works for all the different controllers themselves. So if you find one that works, let them know what controller you're using and just send them through the screenshot and they'll probably chuck it in. Yeah, not great. I'm on it, Franklin. Hopefully I don't disconnect again heading down to kill these boars. So I did a time-lapse video the other day. I just sat still for an hour and a half trying to get all of the sun moving across the sky and all the clouds sort of shifting. Because I love the sky in this world. They put a lot of effort into the clouds and the way they light up at sunset, sunrise, during the night, all that sort of stuff. Very pretty. I believe that they have like 2, maybe 3 layers of clouds that are like moving around. There's one lower on the horizon and there's one up in the air. So they're constantly moving like, I guess, right to left or anti-clockwise, depending on how you want to think of it. And then the sky itself is moving across in sort of northern hemisphere positional directions. It's just really fun just sitting there and watching it all move across. Especially if you're sitting next to a tree and you can just see all of the leaves moving around. Yep. They did improve the stamina, which is great, but I feel like they buffed it a little bit too much. So now it's pretty much possible if you're an archer already, just stand here and do nothing, and you're still going to be fine. These guys can't reach me before I get the stamina back enough to kill them. So with archery, some people have been saying they've had troubles, especially with like the hand tracking. I don't know if you guys can see it, but when I'm pulling back, I sort of just pull back about where I would if it was an actual bow, like underneath my chin, off to the side a little bit so I don't hit my headset. But that sort of area is fine. Once you pull it outside of the tracking of your headset, it sort of just freezes it, and it allows you to move anywhere that you're looking. The only issue you're going to get is if you pull it back and then you try and turn around, because it thinks my hand is still way back over there. So if that happens, you just sort of undo it, pull it back again, and you're good to go. And unfortunately, moving forwards up a hill, my avatar will even dip out of my sort of hand position. Was that 5? Oh, that's 7. I completely lost count. I'll run up the stairs. You might think that, but as long as you pull it outside of the tracking, you're fine. Like, if a lot of people will sort of pull it way back out like there, that's not needed. You think it's needed, but it's not. It actually will stop right about there. It doesn't go any further. So people are probably pulling it way back. It's like, there is good. So that for me is about inside my head. And I could maybe pull it back further, but it's not actually doing anything to the arrow. Like so, if I pull it back, that's as far as I need to pull it back. I still pull it back to usually about there, just because it feels comfortable to me. But sort of fiddle with it, figure out, like, that sound effect is sort of going to be your key. Like, when that sound effect stops happening, that's when you can tell that that's as far as you need to pull it. But just sort of a practice, fiddle with it, find out how to do it, and then work on that muscle memory. For me, the only issue at the moment is because the avatars don't line up. Like, my arm doesn't go out as far as my arm actually goes out, so aiming gets a little bit iffy at times. But drawing the bow back should be fairly easy. Stuart Carl. So, pro tip: if you finish talking to Franklin, first time I did this, it took me way longer than it should have. But basically, that's where you're heading up to. I'm hoping that there's different bows with different draw lengths. So like if you get a long bow, I don't know, I'd say this is probably a short bow technically, but if you get a long bow, maybe you have to like hold your arm out further, or like hold it back for longer maybe, but I'm more hoping that it's the amount of time you have to hold the arrow. Like I've suggested an idea where you pull it back and you have to hold it for like 0.5 seconds before releasing to get the full damage, just so that people aren't going as fast as they can. Because you can get that pretty accurate if you're trying to. It's just stupid to see. Someone's dropped a bow. I'm just going to claim that, stick it in my inventory. Because you never know. You might glitch out and lose something. Boom, 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 boom. That's right. So shortest point from him to them, I got to head to the waterfall, which is roughly that direction. So if you're standing at Stuart Carl, head towards the tavern and keep going. It's down this path off to the right. And I do really love the fireflies. They don't actually appear during the day. I don't know what time of night it appears. It's like dusk, sometime in dusk. And the grass. The grass looks amazing if you're running straight at it. If you sort of get a bit of an angle up on top, you look down on it, it looks a little bit funny. But even that angle isn't really enough to sort of show you what I mean. But actually, it might just be because it's darker and the sort of green doesn't stand out as much. But at times you can sort of see it looks like a pentagram type design. But for the most part, it looks really good. They might need to work on that pop-in distance though. The grass sort of appearing at my feet is odd. But the Quest 1 build isn't their priority, their biggest focus at the moment. They're mostly focusing on the Quest 2 build. But I keep nagging them. I like my Quest 1 and I'm probably not leaving it for another year or so. So I want them to do me justice. Like that tree distance pop-in, that's okay. That's an okay distance for that to happen. Further is better, but that's an okay distance. If anyone says something in this next second, I probably won't hear you, just because the sound of the waterfall is pretty damn loud for me. Oh, and the slight floating grass that appears every now and again. That does catch the eye. I should probably kill a lot more of these guys to level up to level 4, so I might do that for a minute. That sort of half second it takes for my hand to reappear. Sometimes it's faster than others, but sometimes that's the reason why I don't grab an arrow, because it doesn't actually register like that. It doesn't register that my hand's there yet. That's just a fun perk of inside-out tracking. But it won't be an issue once they implement some kind of way of slowing down attacks. Usually if you stand still near these enemies, they aggro onto you, so I got lucky then. Oh, that definitely went through him, but okay. Just got the stamina back in time to shoot him. They have introduced a sprint button now as well, and unfortunately on the Index and maybe another headset, once you activate the sprint, you can't deactivate the sprint, so you're going to be sprinting forever. That's hopefully the first bug fix that comes out next week. But for Quest users and Oculus users, you can just sort of press forward. If you want to cancel it, you can either let go and stop moving, or just change your direction slightly to the left or right, and it will cancel it. That count? Yep. I just don't want to be too close to her. I want her to be aggroed on me from a distance. Yes, they are so big now though, like Jesus. Oh my god, Sax, aim. Aim, Sax. If you shoot them just after their stun animation, you'll stun them again. But if you do it too quick, or if you miss, sadly, I do think they need to make these guys move faster, because even while completely out of stamina and moving at the slowest possible rate I can still outrun them. I shouldn't be able to do that. Like, that's just ridiculous. These are like a chieftain. They're the biggest boss that I have to fight as a group, but I can fight him while out of stamina and still escape. He is much bigger now, though, so I could probably melee him pretty easily, but he's probably going to hurt. Just aiming for his chin. If I can keep stunning him well enough. Come on. Come on. Die. Yes. Yeah, I definitely prefer that process with a sword. The sword I find to be so much easier to activate. So, this quest should... Actually, I should be getting the sword right now, which is good. So on that, I'm going to put this back in my inventory where I can forget that it exists. And I love shooting these guys in the face. It's very satisfying. They have such a big head. It's such an easy target. Oh my god. I swear that went through it. At first, I sort of thought that the arrow physics dropped a lot faster than they would in real life, but I'm okay with it. I think it's doable. It's for the distance that we can see and actually engage at. It's a believable arrow arc. If you are out of stamina, you will shoot yourself with the arrow. It doesn't do any damage. It just sort of lets you know visibly that you're out of stamina without having to even look at the stamina bar. And last kill. Okay. How is this thing going? Yeah, unfortunately that issue is mostly a networking thing. Like a sort of server disconnect. That is one of the perks of playing an alpha in its first stage, I guess, is that we have to deal with all of those bullshitty instances, but it means that it's less likely to happen later if we're finding a lot more of these issues now. Yeah, it is a server. I can't remember, I think it's just like called desync, so you just gotta like log out, log back in. Basically means you've been disconnected. Oh, I was hoping I could stun lock into death. Oh, what? Oh no, I fucked up. I thought that was gonna kill him. He had a sliver of health left. Okay, well, I don't know if anyone else is even in the chat at the moment, but here is that alpha code if you want it, guys. So feel free to pop that into your Mage Portal account and you should be able to get an Alpha 1 code. First one in gets it, I guess. I think you might be the only person actually watching at the moment, dude, so that's all yours if you want it. Whether you want to copy it, send it to a friend right away, and hopefully they can use it. I don't mind. If you don't, it'll just be there for whoever watches my stream tomorrow and sees it, I guess. But if you're already playing Alpha 1, you can't use the same key on yourself, you sort of just waste it. I don't really care. Yeah, I'll kill this one last guy and then I might run back and finish that quest. Screw it. I'll kill something. If there's another boar over this hill, I'll kill it on my way past. Ah, come on, hand. Sometimes I find it easier to sort of do a circular motion, so it gives my camera time to detect my hand. I am quite excited for the water to actually have current. At the moment, if you stand in it, nothing happens. Actually, I don't even think that counted as swimming just then. That's interesting. Yep, so I wasn't even swimming on that. That was a swimmable feature, I believe, a couple of weeks ago, so maybe they had to remove that for, I don't know, some reason. Or maybe I just thought it was swimmable. I know that the deeper ones are definitely swimmable, but these shallow ones might not register because it is so shallow. But I think it'd be cool if you could swim in something no matter how deep it is. As soon as you touch it, you're sort of like skimming the water on top of it. Oh, and that's my bad. Jumped and crouched slightly, I think, with my head, but yeah. That is an issue at the moment, guys. They are having a lot more falling through the world points. I don't understand why it's happening more now than it was a week ago. Something they've done in the latest build kind of broke it. Yeah, they've done something recently, and it's just making the falling through the world glitch happen like heaps more. Like I don't know what it is specifically that's causing it, but it's just happening way more than it was. But I should be close enough to that one that it takes me there instead of anything else. Yeah, hopefully it takes me to that graveyard. Yep, perfect. Oh, good for you, lucky. I mean, I'm on a Quest 1 build, so if it's a PC build, it's not my issue anyway, so maybe it might just be a Quest 1 issue that's happening a lot, or it could very well just be because I'm lagging, and it might be that it doesn't register where my head is until I've gone past the Earth layer, so I don't know, there's a whole bunch of issues it could be, and at the moment it's too soon for me with my limited knowledge to actually give an answer. But I can mention that it's happening, and hopefully the devs can figure it out for me. Sword, please. Back blah, 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 blah. Paul the Butcher. Back I go. So people are saying that this walk takes forever. It's honestly not that long. I'll time it. I'll time it. What time is it now? 22:05. Let's see how long it takes me to get to the waterfall. It is kind of annoying that you have to go like there, back, there again, back out again to Simon's house. It's the repetitive nature of this sort of area was kind of silly, but it's an alpha. That's pretty much going to be my baseline response to everything about this game for now, because it's freaking true. For an alpha, it's doing great. They aren't aiming for an early access Steam title. They are doing a testing alpha, and that's what it is. Do I want it to be better? Yes. Am I still enjoying it? Yeah. But that issue I've been having when I fall through the world is only really when I jump from a hill down onto something. So I might just constantly do that and see if I can figure out if it's a certain angle or something, or if it's like as I stutter when I'm falling, because I don't know. I don't know why it happens. Yep. Oh, so that took me 2 minutes. That was 2 minutes to get to this waterfall. And everyone's like, oh my god, it takes so long running back and forth. You have to go forever. It's 2 fucking minutes. maybe 3 if you round it up in a minute. And then from here, it's either around the corner and you're at the camp, or it's down the hill and you're at the city. Like, it's not that long. So people who complain about it being too far away, even if you're following the path exactly, like sticking on the road itself, it might only add an extra minute. Gamers are just lazy. Oop. There will be fast travel. It will be super expensive, and it's not planned to be the general way people try to get around. I love the idea of finding things that are hidden out in the world. Like, they have the paths, sure, but if you can sort of figure out roughly where you are and know where you are because of a map, then you can just use your compass and go straight there and catch stuff along the way, or follow the terrain. I'm guessing that if there's secrets hidden out in the world, there'd be ways for you to find them. But that's right, he's not in the tavern. I think he's in that house. Ah, there are turtles here too. I do hate that sort of number, like the stat screen, can appear all the way off in the middle of my screen. Like if I turn to the right, it's right in the middle. I hate that. Like if it's on the left-hand side, fine. Keep it on the left-hand side. I don't want it to be popping up in front of my view when I'm trying to aim at things. Not this house. Damn it. I bet it was an earlier house. But I'll go check the one up here instead. Hello, Paul. Yep, there he is. Yep, gimme. Odd package. It's an odd thing to give me. But I'll take it. So if at any point in time you're struggling to find the Turku camp with the chieftain, get to Tambria, use the maps, however you want to get here, and it's basically just straight up this hill. There's the bridge. I can see the bridge over there. So if I go up this hill, I'll be right at the start of the camp. Just around the corner from the waterfall. And make the most of being able to go straight up cliffs like this. It won't last. I believe they're going to have a limit of like 60 degrees. So anything above that, you won't actually be able to go up. And 35 XP to kill something that takes like 7 shots. When I can kill the field boar for 25 XP. What do you think is the best way to get to me right now? You are flying, buddy. Where are you? What surface did you think you were walking across? Yeah, 35 XP. Not worth it. Just gonna go back and kill some field boars. South Park style. If you kill something with 1 shot, though, you won't get any XP. You have to kill it with at least 2 shots. I filmed a little video and titled it Killing Boars in Elysia or something like that. Basically a spoof off of the South Park episode where they have to kill several million boars to hit level 60. That's so pretty. But sorry, I got distracted. Yeah, so I filmed that video, Killing Boars, and made a little spoof meme video. And the devs responded to me and said that they had a plan to put in a quest where you just had to kill a whole bunch of boars to level up, and they were going to call it that Live to Die after the song. I'm kind of excited for that. I hope it's a side quest, one that you don't actually have to do, but you just go out into the woods and you have to kill like 100 or something boars. Oh, yes, if you're not familiar, I have already put up a bunch of stuff on the wiki. The Elysia wiki has pretty much everything I thought was worth mentioning that the devs have said about the lore and the gameplay elements they plan to have. But basically, that's the planet Legina. It's a sister planet to the one we're on now called Elysia, and that's where the humans are from. The humans dabbled in dark magic, necromancy, blood sacrifices, all the sort of bad magics, and they killed their gods and used their power to travel to Elysia about 500, 600 years ago. And they brought war to Elysia. After I don't know how long, they were driven out of Elysia and forced back through their portal, and they were forced to close their portal in a hurry to escape. And in doing so, they trapped us behind, or sorry, our ancestors, our human ancestors, who were like the tradesmen, the weak, the wounded, anyone who couldn't run back through as part of the military was left stranded behind. And the Elysians locked us up in basically a prisoner of war camp that left us to our own devices for 500 years. And now we're finally being let out to become one with the people of Elysia and sort of righting our wrongs, I guess, to make up for the sins committed by our human ancestors, or Leginan ancestors. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be at Crickdale, that way. So this game is set 500 years after the planet of Legina the people of Legina got kicked back onto their own planet. And so that's why their planet is a little bit exploded like that. It's because of all the dark magic and the sacrificing of the planet's gods that they did to gain power. It's basically a dying planet now. So my guess is that either somewhere through this game, or maybe the next big expansion or DLC, whatever comes out, we're going to have to fight the Leginans. The army of Legina is going to come back, or we're going to have to go to them because they're doing stuff to our planet from a distance. So that'll be fun. But yeah, so that's the lore that we know at this point about Legina. Yes, okay. Gotta go to Simon. I'm going to take the shortcut back up this mountain. I think that this mountain might actually be climbable once they introduce that 60-degree limit. Oh, pardon me. Because it feels like this is maybe 6 degrees up to like here, and then maybe we'd struggle. But I feel like with some creative Skyriming, we might be able to hippity-hop our way up the side of it. When the game launches, I'm quite excited to play as the Elven race, because it's going to be slightly different to the elves that you expect from most fantasy games. They're going to have horns and antlers instead of just pointy ears. The devs have said that they want to do the races slightly differently to what others have done in the past, so it's their own interpretation of fantasy elements. Like the dwarves aren't going to be a small, squat race. They're more likely to be human-sized, but maybe just more strongly built. But their skin is going to be quite rocky. I am going the wrong way. This is what's going to eventually be a cave, because it looks like it's a cave and it's confusing me, but I feel like I'm not going the right way now. I should totally be using my compass. Oh well. So the dwarves are going to be kind of rocky and earthen, because the lore is that when they were attacked by the humans, they retreated into their underground keeps and their cave systems, and they just sort of use their magic to form with the rock and make themselves harder to kill, I guess. And now over time, that's sort of disappearing. Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. Oh no. I bet this sign up here tells me to go that way to Simon's house. I was worried I was just heading straight back around to Crickdale. Yep, to Simon's house. This way. They haven't really released any of the lore yet on the other races. Like, but there's going to be like a Jerboa race, a wolf race, a dragon, lizard race of some kind, and like a plant race where it's like the plants have enveloped bones and they use the bones to sort of form a humanoid shape, but it's all held together by the plants. I like that race the most after the elves, because it just sounds fucking sick. Running around in the bones of their fallen enemies and using that as their own bones. I think that's awesome. I love the reds. Red is my favorite color, so I'm going to be one of those very unimaginative people wearing red and black armor. Such a classic color scheme. But I don't care. It might be my PKing outfit. I wear that when I'm out, and I only attack people at dusk or sunrise, so it's all red and they can't see me. Yep, but there's not really a purple sky. This sort of goes pinkish and then straight to blue. I don't think we really see a purple. Oh, maybe the PC does. I don't know what the color variance is, but I don't really think we see a purple. Sort of just navy blue. But purple armor might blend in well with the blue. Yeah, my guild isn't so much anti-PK, it's just it's not our focus. I don't really want to seek out players to kill. I sort of want to be the person that's doing their own thing, and then people seek me out to kill, and then I fight them back. So if there is a PvP server, I'm going to be playing in the PvP server, but I probably won't ever actively seek out PvP. Hello, Simon. Oop, it says it's highlighted, but it's not. I'm just going to use that. Fantastic then, blah, 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 blah. Cool. Bye, Simon. I kind of like that we can see the red dots at a distance, but I wish they could do something to it so that we know what level enemy that is. Because at the moment, every enemy has the exact same thing. A purple dusk sky. Oh, yes. Yeah, that'd be nice. I mean, I'm already super impressed with the sky, so asking for more is kind of like asking for a lot, like for something that they're already giving us a lot. It's so greedy. But I don't know. If they can, any improvement is improvement, even if it is already amazing. But there's other things I'd rather improve on my end. The water looks great. For water in VR on Quest 1, like you can see straight edges. I don't care. You don't really look at that. You sort of look at the flowing water and it draws your attention away from the straight lines. Probably doesn't look as good on flat screen. I haven't really looked at that too much, but in VR, it looks good, and I like it. And that's all I need. I'm excited to see a lot of footage of this pop up on Reddit, and people start going back to it looks like PlayStation 2 graphics. But of course, those people haven't actually played VR and haven't hopped in themselves to see how good it looks. So, in the nicest possible way, their opinion means fuck all to me. I don't really care. I think my leveling up is going pretty good, but after this, like when I hit level 4 and I get down to the next guy, that's where I'm going to struggle. That jump from 5 to 6 is frustrating, because everything down that end of the map takes forever to kill, and I don't want to run all the way back, so I might try and level up here, killing some of the weaker enemies before I run all the way down there. But I'm excited to harvest these things, running around with an axe or a hoe, hacking into them. 300 meters of draw distance, people. 300 meters on an Oculus Quest 1. It's just starting to take off the tip of that mountain there. That's a bloody great amount of draw distance. Like, I can still see the edge of the map, but it's fucking great. I love it. I have only seen a little bit of footage of Oculus Quest 1 on Zenith, so I'm super excited to hop in myself when the beta phase comes out, because I only got beta keys. But I really want to see how they compare, because I can't judge it based on 2D footage. It's too difficult, and I don't have any friends that have managed to hop in yet that play this and that, so I'm curious to see how good they got it. Because I like both games. I am, of course, biased towards Elysia because I like the more fantasy style. But if Zenith gave out the ability to use a bow, I'd say my judgment would be about on par. But bow is my baby, so until Zenith brings out a bow class, I'm probably going to be like meh about it in every aspect. But I can't deny that it looks like a good game, especially on PC VR. I'm not playing PC VR, so I want to see how the Quest 1 version holds up and compare it. So I'm super excited to hop in. Because if they've managed to get the Zenith build looking as good as the Elysia build, then Elysia and Zenith are absolutely going to be the two games that blow people away in the next couple of years. Because being able to do this much in a multiplayer setting with a big open world and this kind of draw distance is insane, and it sort of just sets the bar higher for everyone else. Like if you're making a small game like Larsenauts, where the maps are like the size of the starting island from this game, you should have your shit together. Ah, dude, that sucks. Luckily, there will be giveaways probably because there's heaps of people who have spare keys, and so every time that they start out, they probably have a giveaway for whoever has leftover keys. But I don't know, I'll probably do giveaways. I think I have at least 3 keys for every single one of them. So I'll probably try and do a giveaway stream at all times. So because I stream at this weird time of day for Americans, if you watch out for a stream title that says key giveaway, you might actually get the free key each time. Yes, that's the other thing. Find a guild. A lot of guilds have already been made, and some people are like either giving them away to their friends or trading them for money or whatever. But I don't know, if you have an ongoing guild already, stick with them. Did you join a guild just through the Discord, or did you have one going from like Orbis or something like that? Yeah, I held off on putting mine into the Discord because I don't really like forming a guild beforehand. Because anything can happen. It's a long way away before the actual game starts, and I don't want to put myself into a false sense of awesomeness. Smart. There's a few good ones. My guild that I'm in from Orbis, which to be fair, I was only in for like a little bit before I left Orbis, but my guild hasn't even actually made it one on Elysia yet. But as far as I'm aware, most of the people in Elysium's guild is excited to join in. So if they end up making a guild in here, I'll probably join them again if they let me in. They might have mixed feelings because I joined in right at the end of my Orbis days, and then I just sort of gave up on the game and left. So it's sort of like, yay, thanks for letting me in the guild, and then I abandoned them. Oop, out of stamina. Oh, come on, how is that not killing you? See, they just get so much harder to kill. Geronimo. See, this one you can swim in, but the level of the water is here. That's about 1.5 meters lower than the water texture shows, which is kind of ridiculous. Oh, come on. There it goes. Not in terms of, I guess, them doing that, but I guess... Yeah, that's pretty easy. I like that the guild setup in Elysia's Discord lets you see sort of what the general aims of those guilds are. Doesn't really tell you the disposition of the guild members that you're joining in with, which is more what I care about. But knowing what kind of guild they aim to be is a good start. I typically, because I'm playing as an Aussie with really weird times, I usually don't have too many people to play online with, so I'm hoping Elysia has a bigger audience than Orbis did, because at the very least there's a lot more people in VR now than when I was playing Orbis. But I usually wait to see who's online at the same time as me, and then I start to regularly play with them, form a bit of a friendship, and then I might create a guild with those people. But I guess if you've seen Log Horizon, the anime, I sort of do more of a debauchery tea party type of guild. So it's not really we're all in the same guild, it's just we're in a party that groups up regularly. So usually there's like 3 or 4 guilds at one party. Of course I shoot the tusk. Oop. Yeah, these guys need to move faster. Like, I'm completely out of stamina, moving at the slowest I can possibly move, and I'm outrunning them. It's bullshit. And I hit the tusk. It helps if you find a party that doesn't mind redoing quests as well. Because a lot of times, like, you'll play with a group and you'll miss a day and then suddenly they're like 2 levels ahead. But no one feels like waiting a lot of the time to redo those quests. So it's good to have a big group of people so that you can sort of pick and choose who's available at the same time as you and about the same level. But luckily, in that starting sort of time frame, everyone's going to be about the same level. So if you play a lot at the start, you're just going to find heaps of people to play with. There's always going to be someone around. I need to stop hitting their tusks. And that shot hit some kind of element and just went sideways and didn't count. That's kind of weird. It's going to run away from you. Oh! Oh no! You see nothing. Fuck, you're gonna fuck with my time. How did that get blocked? Screw you. Gotta try and keep moving at an angle so they don't line up. Oh, that just gave me 30. Ah, I hit level 4. Awesome. Well, I don't need to kill you guys yet. I'm gonna run away. Neat little trick. Don't know if they patched it, but if you're running, you can press the Oculus menu button. It brings up your menu, and you can still just keep auto running. I love it. Lets me like go through my menu, chat, send invites, take photos, share the photos to my Facebook account so I can copy them onto my computer later, whatever I want to do. But just sort of that auto run feature. Yeah, we're fun people to play with, mostly because we will always give shit. Yeah, that's pretty much the only reason you can like playing with Australians. I love the Aussies I meet. Occasionally I meet Kiwis, and so far I think I prefer playing with Kiwis because they are stereotypically they're a little bit calmer to play with, a little bit less drunk, I guess. Most of the Aussies I meet that play at the same time as me, because I have a weird work schedule, usually the type that have gone out drinking most of the night beforehand. So it's a fun situation to try and play with someone who's drunk in a game which requires pretty intricate coordination. But Australians and Kiwis are great to play with. Pretty much every American says that. I don't know why. Maybe it's because Americans suck. Who am I to judge? I have a few Europe friends. I don't know, I don't meet them as much anymore because I used to meet them a lot when I was like working nights, but they're still around. Okay. Whew, it's actually just starting to get a little bit hotter now. Probably because I've been walking around waving my arms a lot. Oh, pro tip to anyone who's trying to play. Don't wear a hoodie that you have to pull over your head, because if you cancel your tracking on the quest, there's a good chance your game will crash. So wear something with a zip that you can just take off easily without pulling it over the top. Okay. I always forget that I have to face my camera. I was about to say I'm going to start doing some melee kills, but I remember that I'm about to fight the turtles, and I don't really want to do that. But I will test to see if it's a little bit easier yet with the sword. As far as I'm aware, it's still just as bloody hard, but I will do my damnedest. And then I will swap to the bow, because I know I'm going to give up at some point quickly. Oh yeah, so much easier. I bloody love the sword swap, if I can hit it. They did nearly kill me though. You still have to time your stun hits. If you don't, they're just gonna fuck you up. I hit you. Come on. Register. Register. Okay. No. I don't know what just happened there, but that was weird. Thought my server crashed for a second. I do love shooting these guys in the eyes. So, Bloodluster, if you're interested, when you're fighting things like the turtles, you have to be very careful, because if you shoot them in the shell, nothing. Shoot them in the shelled head, nothing. You gotta shoot them in their fleshy bits. I love that feature. So many games should have that don't. But it does still draw aggro. That's a recent thing they've added, which is kind of awesome. I should stop wasting all my stamina to show off how cool the armor is, because I'll just run out of stamina again. Just gonna slowly run away at a speed which is significantly faster than what they can move still for some reason. 3 out of 10. If you fire while out of stamina, your arrows will stick to you. It's a nice little visual indication that you're out of stamina. Doesn't do any damage. The only way that you can shoot yourself is if you're running forward in the exact direction that you're shooting your arrow and you don't have a perfect ping. Then you will shoot yourself in the hand. Five out of 10. Okay. If someone is still watching, I will post that code again, if it hasn't already been claimed. I'll check now to see if anyone has claimed it. But feel free to send that alpha code to anyone if they want it. First person to claim it gets it. Oh, it has been claimed. So, yep, if you're in the chat and you just saw that code, the code is now useless. Apologies. I love that I have to aim for the squishy spots. I just love that you can't. Oh, that counted. Might be a slight glitch spot in there. Nope. Where did I just shoot? Because I did not shoot that gap in between the head and the shell. Oh. Now I will. I missed it. Got it. 7 of 10. Come for me, my pretties. Whew. Actually, I really didn't notice how hot I was getting. I'm sweating. VR cover. Best accessory I've ever bought. Ah, I squeezed my grip button. Ah! I couldn't move. What is going on with my height? Why is that? Ah. Once they fix the avatars, it's going to make life so much easier in so many different areas. Okay, if you hit it and it registers an attack, oh, it just keeps going for a long time. That was odd. One more. Let's bring you back over this way, because I gotta head this way. Is that good? Is that a good distance for you? Straight in the nose, of course I did. Thank you. Welcome to the channel, dude. Fortunately, I have just given away the key. I should probably update that. Otherwise people will say I'm clickbaity. Eh. There. Whee. Yeah, I don't want to stick around here and level up, so I'm gonna have to run all the way back. It's kind of annoying. But I could level up here if I wanted to, it's just, it's gonna take me longer. And I'm trying to run through this. If I can, I'll hop on again tomorrow morning, which I believe is like... I've forgotten the conversion now. In fact, but it's like some ungodly hour for you guys. Ten of them. I can do that. See how much XP this gives me. At the moment, I like that if someone were to run along here and help me, as long as I get one shot into the enemy, it counts as killing him. But the XP I get is the only issue. That went straight through him. Stupid Australian ping. Okay. I'm gonna try again with the hoax. I have an even bigger issue with the hoax because I don't know if everyone else sees them move around as much as I do. But basically, you can stun lock anything. If you hit it just after its stun animation, it's the easiest thing to... Oh, God, if you don't miss. So as long as my hand moves where I can see it with my cameras, it's pretty much an instant hit every single time. So if I was to... Which is why I don't understand people saying it's hard to kill them. Melee is great. I love it. It's not perfect. It's far from perfect. Especially on anything that's using inside-out tracking. But it's... If you play it smart, it's not difficult. Except for the turtles. Sorry. Turtles are always going to be difficult. They have so much freaking armor, it's hard. But the tokers have a big face that you can hit. And people say, archery stuns them. That's just because people take time to aim. And people that melee typically swing their arm like they're playing Rec Room. You've got to... Yep. You've got to just sort of space your attack. The issue I get is if I do this and I rush at him. Oh no. That's surprisingly good at the moment. Maybe it's because there's no one near me. But one thing I'm not a fan of, this is a two-sided blade. If I swing it this way, it works. If I swing it this way, it doesn't. So if I go that way, I then have to twist it, come back. And sure, that makes sense, because I wouldn't, if I was right-handed, I wouldn't be going like that with a sword. It's not a realistic motion. But it's a two-sided blade. I expect both ways to work. But as long as I keep up that sort of nice sort of hand swish motion, the sword will just keep working. Ah! Okay, could you sit still? Can't attack them when they're moving because of the server lag. They sort of keep moving for a second. Not ideal. But if you attack them when they're standing still, completely fine. And I love that the hit registers directly where I'm hitting them. Like it's not up here in a big square box, it's right where I'm hitting them, which is awesome. The only issue with melee is actually getting it to activate sometimes because of the inside-out tracking. At least, the inside-out tracking is why I believe it's not working. I'm not 100% sure, I'm not the one looking at the code, but that's why it feels off for me. Oh, come on. And you're going to say level 5. How close am I? Ages away. So, I'm going to run back to the starting area, and I might call it quits there for the night. Yeah, then I'll level up a bit and start again tomorrow when I'm at level 5. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you got the code, congrats. Hope you enjoy it. But I'm off for the night. If you got the code, enjoy the game. Bye.